Good morning, everybody, and welcome for a couple of battles with the IS-7 that I feel demonstrate the adequacy of the IS-7 at its battle rating of 8.0. This is from the 4th of August, the day that I started my test drive, and you'll see here that I think it's just fine at its battle rating. It doesn't need to be nerfed, it doesn't need to be buffed. It's entirely vulnerable to Heat FS and Hesh, and it's got a gun that can do damage to most of the things you're gonna face. And oh my god, the amount of chat hate that I got just for driving this thing was hilarious. I got a test drive, everybody. It's just a test drive. My god. So many people yelling at me because, oh, it must be nice to be a wallet warrior. I'm like, well, I don't know. Probably is. But I got a free test drive, so... Anyways, I had parts, obviously, for it, because this is past the first 10, and I finished parts in the 10th battle of the first 10. So it's not a completely stock vehicle, but I have no mobility mods, I don't have the turret rotation, I don't have tracks yet. I just have parts. That's the only modification I have for it. You can see it's obviously pretty well mobile, and it can move relatively quickly even across desert terrain. Now, if you need to turn, that's a little bit tough. But if you're driving forward or, you know, on pretty good flat terrain, it's got no problems with its mobility as long as you're driving straight forwards or straight backwards. It accelerates and the engine power is really good, including directly in reverse. So, we make it to the first cap here. Start taking it, and this is where the fun begins. So as you know, on this map, it's extremely likely that a large portion of each team is going to be up in the hills to the east. And this battle was no real exception, although there were more enemies and players from our team that went to the A point than I've seen on this map in a really long time. And that actually was kind of nice. It also worked out really well for my IS-7. So I'm scouting their normal, likely sniper spots back there. Didn't actually see anybody. The AMX-50 Foch next to me is taking some damage, and he gets taken out by a leopard while he was in his smoke. So like I said there, turning the tank is a little difficult. You've got to get it into some kind of a gear and have some forward momentum before you can reliably turn it. So it's not too bad, but there we go. We've got an enemy getting marked at the B point, which fooled me for a second into thinking it might have been the leopard here at A with us. And then I spotted him off on the right side of the screen. He doesn't see me because he's looking up at our sniper hill, and that gave me the chance to line up on him, get ready for a shot, take my time to aim into his hull, and finish him off for kill number 1. Now, if he had seen me, he would have had no problem killing me with Heat FS rounds if he had Heat FS rounds loaded. And in fact, APDS from that distance would have been no trouble either. Same thing with this STB right here. He could have easily killed me if he'd have seen me and hit me with his 105 Heat FS or APDS from the angle he was firing at, but he didn't see me in time, and I saw him first and was able to line him up. The assisted loader is a big benefit to this tank. If you had to manually load these big ol' 130mm shells, it would really take a long time. So there's really the benefits for it. As I got a follow-up shot on an RU-251 reversing away. It doesn't have a stabilizer, and that almost cost me on that RU-251, but thankfully I timed the bounce of the gun right and picked him off as well.
Our victory is near.
So our team kind of rolled in this battle, but it wasn't specifically due to me having the IS-7, it was due to our team actually pushing into all the capture points. And pushing forward and not sitting still and camping on this map, which is a great way to lose, but that's not the point of this video. So I'm pushing up to just set up a defensive point beyond our capture point here. You can see a mouse is getting marked, and that's something that I wanted to test out the IS-7 against. So I moved up beyond my hull down position here to see if I could get a shot at him and see what the 130 could do. Now I wanted to shoot him in his hull, but I didn't get the opportunity. I had to put a shot into his breech, which I didn't quite get, and then of course I took a hit from the Rakuten Jagdpanzer back there, and I was actually able to throw off his aim by firing at him, thankfully, and then a Magok killed the mouse, so I wasn't able to finish my mouse experiment. But you can see that anything with a heat-based round is pretty dangerous to this. Now, I didn't take too much damage from the rocket and Jagdpanzer back there, nor did I take a lot of damage from this Ho-Ri production here in front of me, although I didn't get a chance to get a really good shot at him. I would like to have tested the frontal shot of the 130 mil against the Ho-Ri, but I didn't quite get the opportunity. Now, my armor is obviously strong enough to defend against the Ho-Ri's main gun there. So we got an enemy tank just to the right, or the left rather, that fires. I get my gun on him just as he gets killed by our Magok. And right as I'm lined up to shoot at that Ho-Ri, I took a hit that damaged my breech, and unfortunately it detonated it. Now the Rocket and Jagdpanzer II got credit for the kill because he had done the first crit on me. So there was this extra little bit that I just want to show you guys with my BMP-1 here. And this STB-1 on the far side of rocks. I cannot possibly get around on him quickly enough to hit him with my main gun. I had previously taken out his gunner and his horizontal turret drive, which I'm sure he has since fixed. So the best I could do here was scout him, and then I thought, well, okay, well, I'll just hold him in a stalemate here while we've got two of the caps. And I thought, well, maybe I can fire my Saggers over the top of the rocks. Okay, well, not with the first try. They reload pretty quickly, though. I thought maybe I could goad him into moving by firing them. Second missile, I thought I had him, but it dropped a little too quickly down into the rocks. And then the third missile I fired, held just a second, and then pressed the down key. And there we go. Just in time before the end of the battle. So yeah, so you can see the IS-7 has definitely got the capability to destroy enemies. And we'll watch the results here for this battle. Obviously, I had a pretty good booster on. So I had a 300% research booster and a 75% lion booster for this first battle, as you can see right there. So I had 14,000 research. Not bad at all. And made a decent amount of silver lions. Of course, we won, and I took first place, so that doesn't hurt. But in the second battle that I'll show you guys here coming up, you can see where Heat FS capable tanks are entirely able to deal with the IS-7 with very little trouble at all. Including from the front, so never fear if you are driving anything with an L7 or M68 105mm gun. If you've got Heat FS for it, or I think probably Hesh. I can't be sure that I haven't been killed by Hesh before. I know I've been killed by Heat FS. Never fear. You can easily deal with an IS-7, so don't panic if you run into one. So it's got the mobility on this map to make it into the B point, get the cap, no problem. It's got the gun to reach up and touch someone at those windmills. There actually wasn't anybody in this case, so... In this battle, I had a 500% line booster, so if you didn't notice how much score I got for capturing that point there, it was worth it. Of course, I really would like to have won this battle, but as you'll see, it ended up being alright, all things considered. So we've got the first capture, we're moving into the C point, and I'm moving up very similar to the way I went on this map in the first 10. Worked out pretty well for me then. Figured I might as well try it again until it stops working here. Didn't see anybody on the backside of their normal hills there, and I got into the same position that I got in the first 10 battle here. And it paid out pretty well for me here as well. So somebody gets behind me and starts taking the B point. And I ended up turning around and heading right back in there for it. So you see there the turn. If you can have the tank moving, you can turn around pretty easily. It's when you're trying to stop, or trying to turn when you're stopped, rather, that it's difficult. Or if you are trying to turn when you're driving up a hill, it's a little more difficult, but as long as you've got some momentum moving forward, you can get this thing turned around relatively quickly in a 180-degree turn. It's not too bad. Just realize that if you're sitting still, it's difficult. It is nice that it's got good reverse speed, so you can actually turn and reverse fairly easily as well. So after I dealt with the M46, got back into the B point here, and then realized there's a bunch of enemy contact going on up at C. And realized I can actually see them. Totally rushed that shot. I thought that guy was going to get behind the building and just absolutely blundered my shot. But crazily enough, he pulled forward on the other side of the building and let me get another shot at him.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
Poor PewDiePie. So that shot worked pretty well. Not bad for a guesstimated shot on the shot trajectory there.
Attention to the map!
So the team is marking other enemies near them up at C. I can't see the guy that's up there, and I don't want to go driving up the hill across the river. And then an enemy gets marked right behind me between myself and A, so unfortunately I couldn't help the guy up at C, but I can help these guys right behind me in between myself and A, and I don't want to get rushed from behind, so I'm going to turn around and head back towards A, because both of my teammates who were there just got killed, and we still have 2 guys left. Well, we did have 2 guys left up at C. So this battle is going south really quickly, but I'm going to do everything I can here to try and salvage something out of it with my 500% Silver Lion booster. And if you're not being entertained by the chat here, then I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, team's having a bit of an issue. And moving back up into my position in the trees and bushes here, which is a really good spot for the IS-7, particularly with bushes on it. You can get make pretty good use of the assisted loader here. And there they are on the B point again, so not really a shock that the enemy team is totally swarming the battlefield here, as we have almost no one left and they have almost everyone left. So I turn around to go heading back into B again for the 3rd time. Spot the enemy driving in. Finish him off. And take a hit from my right, who is danger, danger, danger close, with an M60 A1, and he's got heat FS. There goes my breach. This tank is finished. I'm on fire. That's that. Now, obviously, he hit me from behind, but you can see here all the hits he puts into me are very damaging and no trouble whatsoever with heat FS. So, as you can see there, he could easily kill me from the front. Now, he didn't kill me from the front in this one, but you saw the multiple times in the IS-7 first 10 where I got killed through the front shoulder plates there where the ammo storage is. So, really no danger. No danger at all from an IS-7 if you've got any kind of HESH or heat FS. But, like I said, I think it's actually an adequate tank at a reasonable battle rating for it. I don't think it was particularly worth the grind that it took to get it. But I think if you did get it, you can be satisfied that you got a tank that's not terrible. So there you can see my 500% Silver Lion score with a 75% RP booster. 500% Lions ended up working out for me in a loss here, but I still pulled in over 100,000 Silver Lions, but just imagine if we'd won. Would have been pretty. But anyway, there you have it. Just a quick little video following up on the first 10. Of course, naturally, right after my battles in the first 10, I started having 3-kill and 5-kill battles in the thing, but what can you do? Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you soon for more War Thunder. Thank you all for stopping by and checking this one out. Let me know what you think of the IS-7 in the comments below, whether you fought against it or driven it, and we'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone.